Hey friends, so today I want to run you through my 500k Modern Maker model and everything that I've used to sort of get to that number using a very simple model, using like a school community, a social media handle and email, and hopefully this will give you a little bit of insight on how you can do this for yourself. So let's dive in. Last week my student, we'll call him N by his first name, decided he wanted to dial in the full Modern Maker model into his business while we were working one-on-one. He tried various other coaches and different models that didn't work for him. So basically this inspired me to put it on paper for you and record this video as a rundown. This is the same model I run at a 97% profit margin myself. And before, I used to run a 7-man design agency from 2019 to 2023, and that was vastly different. I would bring in 30 to 50k a month in revenue and sometimes have 100k months inconsistently when we had big projects in the software and SaaS sort of space. But I got to take home 8 to 9k a month, partially due to wages and expensive tools. Managing a team as such does come with some margin. Now I do things solo with a splash of automation. My monthly costs are about 300 on software and 100 on ad hoc accounting. I hired an accountant who loves basketball just as much as I do to help me out, because the number one thing I identified I needed help with was that department very early on that allowed me to focus on my clients, the delivery, and the entire system. And I went from working a minimum of 10 to 12 hours a day to 5 to 6 hours a day. And more so now over the last 6 months, I take Wednesdays off to create for myself. And as you can see here, basically the model is comprised of getting leads through email and LinkedIn and using Power Writing, Dog Whistle frameworks, and the email snack cartel that I have internally to turn those leads into customers. Excuse my sort of nasty doodle here, but hopefully that makes sense. And inside of that, the email snack cartel has things like workshops, as you can see here in the little camera, or like PDFs or resources. And then what I do is I turn those customers into clients using my customers to clients funnel, a Google Doc offer, and my weekly recurring revenue to pay in full framework. Once I have these clients, then I have this thing called the proximity ladder, because somebody might be in a group setting that pays X amount a week and wants more access to me. So I open up that proximity to me and charge more by doing what I call inwards marketing instead of outwards marketing. So outwards marketing here is what brings people into the funnel, whereas inwards marketing is marketing to people that are already with you and our clients. Now, all of this falls into something I call the leverage staircase. And the leverage staircase is something that essentially what happens is you're able to serve 100% of your market instead of a very small percentage, but I'll go into that. And if you want to see more about the leverage staircase, you can sign up to Swipe My Mojo down below. And there's another 5-minute video in there for you that explains this in a little more detail. So what is the Modern Maker model made of? We power write to dog whistle the right words to attract the right fit clients in our follower list. So power writing is the way that I write content on LinkedIn. For example, I write to shift beliefs. I don't look at engagement. I look at who is liking and who is engaging rather than the amount that is going on in there. And then like dog whistles, right? When you dog whistle, only the dogs can hear the frequency. We don't want to do broad content. We want to do dog whistle content. We use the email snack cartel to turn those leads to customers, as I mentioned below, and that's by making offers every day. And then we dial in the customer to clients funnel to convert those customers to clients using Google Doc offers with plain text. And that is just a matter of words, right? So once you speak to a pool of customers, it's much easier to convert them into clients because they've already bought something from you. They've signaled their intention by becoming a once-off customer, and that can work through them buying a workshop or a digital resource or something of that nature. And then we apply the weekly recurring revenue to painful economics to make the best of cash velocity and cash flow. What does that mean? So velocity is the volume of clients who come in, and cash flow is being the number of clients who pay in full. So with weekly recurring revenue, we can get somebody to get started very quickly, but then we want to have a mechanism in the back end to get them to pay in full. I've mentioned this in my value engineering email earlier last week, which I can share below as well. And we use the proximity ladder to serve higher ticket clients who want more of our time and knowledge without actually affecting our calendar. So that proximity ladder is what I just described earlier, by getting somebody or a winner who wants to win more, giving them closer proximity to you to work one-on-one to achieve that result. And that lives within the leverage staircase. That allows us to serve 100% of the market instead of that conventional 5% of the market that turns leads to clients with sales calls. This is all without sales calls, serving 100% of the market. So what's the key here? The key is we want to optimize for white space in our calendar and find dream clients who are a joy to work with. And we leverage this model to give you back time to lead your life the way you want. And the Modern Maker model for me is well underway to drive 7 figures for my business by next year, and has driven about 4 million for clients so far. Now, this shouldn't be deceptive depending on where you are in your journey. And obviously with me, I've scaled 3 startups to 7 figures in the past. So I've seen other students or clients that I've worked with, get to 5, 10K, 20K months over a period of 6, to 8 months, for example. And that depends on the amount of actions that you're willing to take. The model just sort of makes things simpler for you. Now, I'm excluding the clients I work with, basically the 3 clients, which make these numbers even before working together. So we're working to leverage their business to the next tier using that model. And I always give them credit for being there before working with me. Now, my monthly costs, essentially, I pay my accountant $100 a month, thankfully, thanks to Cyprus. And the final accounts are $1,200 a year when he closes the books. And then I have tools that equate to $300 a month, which is like Loom, ConvertKit for my emails, ChatGPT, Notion, Slack, G Suite, and all of those like surrounding little tools. And I'm very grateful for this model because it's low stress. You get freedom for time, you get high profit margins, and you get to work with amazing people. Now that comes with a lot of consistency. Like I'm posting everywhere at the moment. It hasn't happened overnight. I started with a fresh account on LinkedIn. I think I used to use it with like 300 followers when I did the design agency. But since 2022, I've sort of scaled to 40,000 followers by being consistent, and have an email list of 3,000 people. So to put it in perspective of where I'm at, I don't want any comparisons or any sort. I'm just showing you what's worked for me genuinely and how this model sort of brings the pieces together. And helping other modern makers dial this model in and increase their profit margins with a stupidly simple model makes me a happy bean. And we tweak that model and make it custom to each person's needs, which is important. So it's you, it's me, it's the model and the bits you want to use from it to fit your business. And if that sounds like something enticing, you can email me with the word maker and we can chat further. So just to go back to the model here, give you a last glance, you can screenshot this and have a look at it and ask me any questions in the comments below. Feel free to subscribe, shoot me an email or shoot a comment and I'll be right there with you. Thank you very much and I hope that was useful for you today. Power to you.